Hey guys, Marmalade here. What is up? Thanks for checking in with me today on my big channel update. So what is it? Are you curious? Have you guessed? Have you wondered? Are you nervous? Well, I've hinted throughout the year that I had a big hike plan this year, potentially. And I got the permit probably 4 or 5 months ago. And for a long time, I had it planned. It looked great. And then recently, it looked like I wasn't going. So I just rationalized I'm not going. And then recently, things changed and I am going. And let me give you a big hint right here. See if you can guess. All right, that's right, baby. Going back on the PCT. Whenever you see this hat, you know I'm on the PCT. So I have a Pacific Crest Trail map that I'm going to show you. I've talked a lot about mile markers in the past year or two and what I've done, what I haven't done. You know, I know roughly the PCT by heart, but most of you don't. So I'm going to show you in a map what I've done, where I'm going to hike this time, and kind of what I have left. So probably of the whole entire trail, the 2,653 miles, this may be the most a weighted section for most hikers, and that is the Sierras. That's right, the Sierras, baby. So I will, like I said, show you in a map, but I'm going to go back to Kennedy Meadows. My permit is to do about 455 miles. So I'm going to go start at Kennedy Meadows and go northbound, Nobo. And 4 or 5 days in, I'm going to get to Mount Whitney. My plan right now, assuming the weather's good, is to do Mount Whitney and summit that. And I've got a resupply plan in place. I hope it seems like it's going to work out pretty well. And I'm going to go all the way up. You know, the JMT is in there. I'll do most of the JMT. And then go all the way up to not only Echo Lake, which is the exit for Tahoe when you're on the trail, but go another 63 miles through the Desolation Wilderness to I-80 and get out at Truckee. And that'll, like I said, close another 455-mile chunk. And I'll give you the exact numbers here, but I think I'll have just a fraction over 1,000 miles left of the trail. So, like I said, I'll show you what I've done now, what I'm going to do this time, and then the sections that I have left. But I hope you'll come along with me. It's going to be exciting. But let's look at the map real quick. All right, guys, here is the map. It's a little bit hard to see. It's the middle of the day. It's kind of a high sun, and it's a little bit of shade, a little bit of sun. But I'll try to do this best I can. But of course, down here is the Mexico, United States, California border down here where I started on March 26th. Up here, of course, is the Washington Canadian at the top. For reference and all that, this whole trail is 2,653 miles. I started on March 26th down here in Campo. And you'll see this red line is where I went. I walked 702 miles through the whole desert, and you can't really see very well here, but that's Kennedy Meadows. I stopped there on May 16th because in 2019 there was too much snow. Evaluated what to do. I waited 6 weeks, and on the last day of June I flew up to Seattle and flipped and became a southbounder. Flew up all the way up, got a ride up here to Hart's Pass, which is I can't see on the map right now, but basically up here somewhere, and did the 30 miles up to the border to see the monument. Started hiking down. It was 200 something miles in when I got hurt. Got out at Stevens Pass. I did almost half of Washington on the way down. So that was 2019, a total of 902 miles. So last year I came back, and here's the California and Oregon border. I came back last year in 2020 and started at Ashland, so right here, and I went up all the way up here. I did 283 miles, did it only like 12 days. Had one of my biggest days and got up here. It's hard for me to see. Okay, here's Sisters. Anyway, I got up here and stopped actually where Sisters and Bend is here, and decided to get off trail. I was going to connect this whole thing 750 miles all the way up so that this whole section would be all one and done, but I got kind of disenchanted halfway through and stopped. So I still have from Ben and Sisters up to Stevens Pass to do. So that's what I've done so far. It's just under 1,200 miles of the whole trail. So this year I am going to be doing the Sierras, and we'll be going back in at, let me look here on the map real quick. Kennedy Meadows here. We're going to be going up all the way up, and we're going to do Whitney if the weather holds up. Go all the way up here. We're going to do 450 miles up to Tahoe, 455 actually, and then actually go up a little further through the Desolation Wilderness to here to Truckee, and you can see that Truckee's right here, and that'll be my section I'm doing this time. So when I'm done, I did the math, I'll have 1,013 miles left to do. So I'll have basically from Mexico all the way up to Truckee done, and I have Ashland up to Sisters done, and I of course come down from the northern border down to Stevens Pass, which is about halfway down Washington when I got hurt. So I have basically that chunk to do, and then I only have basically from the just above Tahoe up to Ashland. So that'll be about, like I said, 1,013 miles. But that is the plan for this year. 455 miles of the most beautiful part of the trail in many people's view. All right, I hope that map helps. It always helps me. I'm a very visual person, but yeah, I hope that helps you a lot. And why did I pick the section? So, I mean, I have to do all the sections eventually. My plan last year was to do 750 miles and to close a gap. So my theory last year was to go to Ashland, Oregon, which is just north of the California border, and hike 750 miles up to Stevens Pass. So I would hike all of Oregon and half of Washington. I got about halfway through, and I just started getting, I was very lonely. I regret it now a little bit, but I was very lonely. I was ahead of the bubble, and I just kind of felt uninspired. It's funny because I've never felt that way on trail, but I did. When I was through hiking, I was in the bubble. There's people everywhere. It was fun. I'm a social person, and I'm also an only child, so I'm kind of a solitary person. I'm a mix of both. I mean, I was crushing miles. I think 6 or 7 27-mile days. For some reason, it was always 27, and I did my record, which was 32 and a half miles. And I was doing well, and I was getting my hiker legs, feeling good, but I kind of got lonely, and now I kind of regret it because one of the reasons why I picked the section that I'm doing this year is because I was going to go back this year. I had about 450 miles to go from Ben Sisters up to Stevens Pass to finish the rest of that section, and that would close Ashland all the way to the Canadian border and be a big giant section. So, but I don't have a crystal ball, but what happened was there was a huge fire. Remember, all of California and a lot of Oregon and Washington was on fire last year in 2020, and so when you leave Ben and Sisters, like I'd be getting back on the trail there, you go about 20 miles, and a ginormous chunk of the forest burned, and it's super sad because it's the Jefferson Wilderness, which I've heard is just stunning. And so, obviously I don't have a crystal ball, but I really now wish I would have gone through and got it all done before it got damaged. But more than that, it's closed. I haven't even gone into the section to look at. That's my intel that's told me from locals. So I don't want to skip past it. It's like a 150-mile loop to get around it and start above it. So I just didn't want to have to do the whole section up to Stevens Pass and still have to go back to do that chunk. And so I'm just going to wait a few years when they clean it up and it's open, and then just do the whole section. This is not easy. You have to stop working, save money, get rides, all this stuff. So it's pretty complicated. So I don't want to have to go back and do another section. So that's really the main reason why I picked the Sierras, and why not the Sierras. Lastly, I intend to do, if I have time, I'm going to do a gear video because I'm going in, when I'm filming this, it's August 2nd, and I'm starting August 15th. So I'm going to try to do a gear video, show you what I'm bringing. I am going to, my gear is really light now, but I do have to bring a bear canister. I'm bringing the smaller of the 2 bear vaults, so save a little space and weight. I think I can get it in my pack, but I'll try to do a gear review for you on what I'm bringing into the Sierra. And I just hope you come along. It's going to be great. In the past, I always made a daily video every single day on the PCT on my through hike. Now it's not a through hike, it's just a quest to finish it. And like I said, when I'm done with this, I'll have just a fraction over 1,000 miles to go. But I hope you come along. I'm going to maybe join some videos this time. I may do a daily video if it was epic, like when I do Mount Whitney. But for the most part, I'm going to try to do 1 to 3 days of video in a video to combine and make it a little more pleasurable to watch for you. And I just know daily videos are a little bit hard to watch everyone. But anyway, I appreciate you watching this video. Hope it wasn't too long and you enjoyed it. And it's exciting. Can't wait to get out there, and I hope you come along for the journey. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post a video. And we'll definitely see you down the trail in a couple weeks. Till then, see you later.